Let's go ahead and get into the first trailer for today's stream, and we've been talking about already, chat. Rebel Moon, the director's cut. That's what they're calling it. I'm surprised they didn't call it just Rebel Moon, the Snyder cut, honestly. As you guys know, I don't like the Rebel Moon movies. I think they're awful. I think you can make a really good argument that they might be the worst movies Zack Snyder has ever made, which is saying something, because he has made some wretched films over the years. I mean, last year, Rebel Moon Part 1 was my worst movie of 2023. Rebel Moon Part 2 it's definitely in the conversation for worst movie of 2024 so far. It's probably my top 3. I think it was my number 2. But, you know, Zack Snyder and Netflix, they tried to basically create this faux controversy, this, faux Snyder Cut phenomenon. And they wanted to drum up excitement for this would-be science fiction franchise, and I just don't think it's gone very well. But they did promise, like, you have the real versions of the movie. The Zack Snyder's true vision, which I guess is coming out sometime towards the end of the month or next week. I really don't even know. But yeah, they released the first trailer, chat. It's the Red Band trailer. Now, I was told that there's nothing in it where I would get, like, kicked off of Twitch. Apparently, there's Robo-Nips. There's Robo-Nips in it, which I think is fine. Robo-Nips aren't a big deal. And there's hentai, which is tons of hentai on Twitch, so it'll be fine. But apparently also contains brutal, bloody violence and gore, sexual content, Robo-Nips, graphic nudity, again, Robo-Nips, hentai, and language. Ooh, swear words. So let's go ahead and take a look, chat. I'll come back with my thoughts, go with your thoughts, have a nice conversation. I have not seen this, so just going to go off by my reactions. Here we go.
Go dig my grave, both wide and deep.
Whoa, look at her Robo-Nips.
Place a marble stone at my head and
Swallow a lot of wires there.
and on my breast.
And again, he can't help himself. Got to put the slow motion in there.
A snow white dove.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, the spaceship's crying. Oh, I know sepia. That's Zack Snyder's go-to filter. He loves sepia tone. Oh, look at that. They're all filled with jam. Punched him so hard his head exploded. There's Jimmy! I bet he's doing Jimmy things right now. Oh yeah, the coal-powered spaceships. Oh, there's the hentai. All right, there we go. Oh, there's the sex. There it is.
At least I die on the side of honor.
Is there still such a thing?
August 2nd. Oh. Zack Snyder's true vision. Oh, the ship. Or the engine. What the hell? What? Okay.
Their wrath will be my vengeance.
Okay. Rebel Moon. I'm shocked they didn't call it the Snyder Cut. So these are the new titles for them. Chapter 1 is Chalice of Blood. What's the chalice? What's the chalice? I know it's very bloody, but I don't know what the chalice is. Chapter 2, Curse of Forgiveness. Because I guess, what's her name's character? What's the Sophia Boutell's character? What's her name? Cora. Like, her whole thing is she doesn't reveal, like, that she was responsible for the assassination of the emperor or the king. I don't know what the fuck he is. And the daughter, who is alive still, by the way. And so, but then everyone figures it out. Everyone's like, yeah, we know. But they all forgive her. I guess that's the curse. That's the curse of whatever that means. I don't know. None of these titles, none of these subtitles. Usually when you have like a subtitle for your movie, you want it to make sense. Usually it's related to something in the actual movie, but these I'm like, I kind of maybe can figure out what the second one is. No idea for chapter 1. It's like the Child of Fire. Like, who's the Child of Fire? I still don't know. What's the chalice? What are they referring to? Maybe we'll see cups in the movie, chat. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, August 2nd. So, okay, listen. It's like, yeah, all right. It's like everything that Zack Snyder has said, it looks like it's in this trailer. It's like, you don't understand. These are like two completely different movies. Like, how he described it, it's like they're different movies. They're not even like related to the original cuts of the film, which is a bizarre thing to say. But the things about these movies that is so frustrating to me is they're so poorly directed and written and acted. Like the structure's all over the place. Like they have so many flaws and issues. And like him, as he's described in these interviews that he's done, and he's talked about like they're completely different movies, not because of like just the story changes and things, or maybe the improved dialogue. He said it's like it's filled with blood, it's blood, gore, and sex. Like those are the three big things. It's like that's not what was wrong with those first two movies. Okay, I don't see how putting in more blood and more gore and more sex is going to fix the nonsensical story or just the lack of character depth. That's the issue with those films. I mean, the god awful dialogue throughout the entirety of those two movies. So it just looks like it's just more of the same, except it's just more graphic, you know. So yeah, I'm very unimpressed by this trailer. It just looks like Zack Snyder indulging in all the things that honestly that he shouldn't be indulging in. But what about you guys? What do you think of Rebel Moon, the director's cut, aka the Snyder cut? The what are the subtitles called again? Blood of Chalice, Chalice of Blood, which I don't know what that is, and the Curse of Forgiveness, which I kind of can figure out. Oh, when they got the list of credits. Story by Zack Snyder, huge problem there. Screenplay by Zack Snyder and two other people who have previously worked with Zack Snyder, and directed by Zack Snyder. Oy, oy, oy. What about you guys? How do you feel about Rebel Moon, the director's cut trailer? Am I being a negative Nancy? Am I being a party pooper? Let me know. Yeah, the spaceship is a girl, apparently. It's like a big roll. I guess the space. So I'm very confused with how any technology in this works. So the spaceships run on coal. Which is so fucking dumb. They run on coal, right? But they also have giant robot ladies who also are very angry. And I guess also want to kill the people on the space. See, like me trying to figure it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, you could say like, oh, it looks cool. It's like, sure, but does it make sense? No. What happened to Child of Fire, whatever the fuck they call her? I don't know. I don't know who the Child of Fire is. I still don't know. They have never answered that question. I thought, like, is it the daughter of the Emperor? Who's like in literally one scene? Is it her? I have no clue. I was just like, is it Ikora? Is it Sofia Boutella's character? I don't know. I don't think they ever answered that. Detrick, this is just slightly above those random AI movie trailers. Yeah, man. Like, visually, that's what it looks like. It looks like one of those fake AI trailers that constantly pop up and get tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views. I hate those. It has the same look, that sepia tone. Ugh. It's gross having to watch these fucking movies, yeah. Never going to use AI. Probably using AI in this. I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe because everyone who forgives her dies, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's the curse. We forgive you, and then they get got. Only Zack Snyder could get away with repackaging the same movie twice. Got to give that to him. I got to give that to him at least. He somehow has made that a thing for whatever reason. Biggie Smith will be good this time, I promise. Chris says, the movies just feel, what would happen if you have my little brother millions of dollars and told him to make the Star Wars movies he'd like to see, right? Yeah, it's kind of like, like a 13-year-old boy's, sci-fi. I mean, that's what it was. I mean, Zack Snyder said he came up with this idea when he was 13 years old, and he's just never really changed it. For those that enjoy this, I hope you enjoy it. Me, I will not be participating. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I always like to say, but hey, if you like it, you like it. You dislike it, you dislike it. Of course. Netflix didn't even ask Snyder to make the PG-13 cut. He just did it because he could. I go back to this, and I feel like they did it they wanted to create that faux controversy. They wanted to do their own version of the Snyder Cut. It has to be. Kids, there's no other reason as to why they would have, why they did what they did. It just doesn't make any sense. Like nothing has been explained. Like Snyder said, like, oh well, they wanted to make these versions, like, but why? You know, it's not like these are going to be theatrical releases. Like they had a very small theatrical release, like what in 4 theaters across the world when the first one came out. I don't think they did it for part 2. I can't recall. So it doesn't make any sense. And it's for streaming. It's for streaming, and I mean. Why would you create, I mean, so many different versions of the same movie and then release the lesser quote unquote versions first, then to wait like, you know, over a year, practically a year, or 8 months, then you release the true version? It doesn't make any sense. Really, if you feel like the best versions are these ones, then why don't you just release those? That's why I think it's a faux con. I think years from now it'll come out and they're like, yeah, we attempted to do this and it just didn't work out. Let's see. Escar, Chalice of Blood, Blood Angel War. Oh yeah, I mean, Zack Snyder has stolen so much. I mean, of course, Star Wars, all these other, you know, science fiction, fantasy properties, no doubt. They all borrow from and steal from each other, of course. But you know, it comes down to execution. But you're right. He stole so much liberally from Warhammer 40K. Jason, I have to give credit to Zack Snyder because somehow these titles are worse than the original titles for these movies. Yeah, I think they are worse. They are worse. Agreed. Oh, man. Zack Snyder took a crap 8 months ago and reheated in a microwave and is trying to sell it again. That's right. But now it's got blood and gore on it. And boobs. It's got blood, gore, and boobs. Oh, I'll watch whenever I do my Neville Snyder Bridge. Why would you do that to yourself? Honestly, I might just get over with when this comes out. Oh, my Lord. Don't worry, R-rated Star Wars. Okay, fine. I'm fucking Jay like my father before me. Let's see. The co-writers wrote the last John Wick movie. There you go. They're too deep. That's what he would say. He definitely said, you just don't understand it. Isn't that what he said about the critics that disliked his movie? Like, or the people that disliked it, they just don't understand my work. I think the giant robot lady was a dream sequence. Oh, is that what's going on? Okay. That's what we need more of, dream sequences in these movies. Maybe Giant Robot Lady is just looking for someone to shove her, into that space vagina in the second. Maybe that was her vagina. We don't know. Maybe that'll be explained. We need to know that. We need to know whose space vagina was warbling in space. Some of those AI trailers, honestly, have more color than this does. That's true. These aren't the goddamn droids you're looking for. Let's look at these motherfucking droids and the motherfucking ship, right? I'd get if these movies went to theaters because you want to be able to show it more times in a day, so you naturally make it sure. But these are, yeah, exactly, stream movies. So it's just, yeah, any excuse that they come up with to explain why they did this, it just, when you think about it for a minute, a couple seconds, you're like, it doesn't make any sense. And so again, I go back to it. I think this was done on purpose. I think they did this because they wanted to create a groundswell of support among Snyder's fans and just other people who got swept up in the Justice League Zack Snyder cut of it all from years ago. They wanted the same thing because Netflix wants like a big, you know, epic, a blockbuster franchise of their own, not to just make more movies, but, you know, to sell merchandising, like all that, you know, with because they talked about we're going to do video games, we're going to do tabletop stuff. I mean, you know, everything across the board, all sorts of material and various spin-offs too. And it's just not working because the movies are so terrible. That's the problem. Oh, Christ. Real Child of Fire were the friends who made a line. Those children that were on fire, those are our friends. Agreed. So there you go, chat. Rebel Moon, the director's cuts, Blood Chalice, and the Scars of Forgiveness, whatever the hell it was called.